CCTV Lon Rashapi daga Frank Motors ka Jaka dekali ga bathamai jong ka Tata Motors halat ko ni Shillong ringkat baga net foodish ordal mapi nginwan ramani hakir dob yeng jongpi
Mikale dungin ma Tarang cibari jawa ma Mikale dungin ma Kundat Sangma nikam ko jigala ma Kundat Sangma nikam ko jigala ma Kundat Sangma nikam ko jigala ma Rasak raman gin ma Rasak raman gin ma
Ka jingle jingo ye ki Jaka khaput ki badan Malangkona West Khasi Hills District unong elam jong kaliang persha ha ka yeng dorbar thawan ke jilla Mukul Sangma ulong ba kajinya soy jong ki arngut ki menteri rangba ke jilla Assam bat Meghalaya ye ka memorandum of understanding ban ye Pynbeit no ye ki Jaka ki badan ha pedeng ke jing Ïakajia put kalong ka babak lajur namar ba amshim lati bania bha ye ka jinglong jingman jong ki Jaka ki puta Hakabaya day pat bat ka jing keno ba ye ka jing Pynbeit put bat ka jing soy ye ka MOU na ka benta ki shnong garo hapo Malangkona lale kat kum ka jing sorjamin jong ka jilla Meghalaya nadu usnam arajar khatway na kaliang jong Mukul Sangma ulong ba ka kamram jong ki nong sanshar kalong ban penthikna shaka Assam kat kum ki kot kisla jong ki badan hapo ka land record bat ka revenue department ki banadu shwa ka jing yo lai loy kari India Shushu lo ongru ba ye ka khando ka siap hapo ka rilom khasi jantia la long try di ki reu shimet hapo ka jingpet jingkhmi jong ki sem ki daloi bat ki nokma ya ka ba kila sha pen kup boru ha ka khrnet ka ba hanreu jong ka riti sanshar kari India.
There's quite a palpable tension here. People are definitely agitated because of the manner in which the government has entered into an MOU in resolving the long-pending contentious areas of difference along the Assam-Meghalaya border. You will recall that the government of Meghalaya has actually called a meeting of all the political parties to discuss about the approach adopted in respect of resolving this contentious, long-pending issue of interstate boundary-related matter with Assam. And the irony is that only after an MOU was signed with the counterpart, the political parties were invited. That is the time when we have protested. If you have already signed an MOU, what is there? You have been asked to be very transparent because we have to revisit the genesis as to the genesis of these areas of difference in respect of those areas pertaining to the areas of difference along the Assam-Meghalaya border. What is the background? The background is that after the interstate border was demarcated by Survey of India, post Northeast Reorganization Act 1971, people of the state of Meghalaya have refused to accept. Okay. Now, what is the basis? The basis is that the land in Meghalaya do not belong to the state government. The land belongs to the people. We have Himas, we have Dolois, we have Akangs in respect of Garo Hills. So all these land belong to different CMship in respect of Khasis, different Akang lands in respect of Garo Hills, and different Dolois in respect of Jaintia Hills. Therefore, based on this, if you relook at the Northeastern Reorganization Act 1971, the creation of Meghalaya is completely clear in as far as the pronouncement of the area is concerned. The area falling under, I am making it in a simpler term so that everybody will understand. The areas falling within the jurisdiction of United Khasi Jaintia Autonomous District Council and the areas falling within the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council shall form the part of the state of Meghalaya. Now, all these areas forms part of the areas well within the jurisdiction of United Khasi Jaintia Autonomous District Council. So the approach itself has been wrong. That is what I have been saying from the day one. The approach that you have adopted as a government is completely wrong, and it is complete manifestation of lack of in-depth understanding about the problems or issues related to resolving land issue. Here, resolving land issue means you will have to talk to the landowners. The landowners who belong, means landowners, the clan. Here, if you're talking about Hima Milim, you have to talk about Hima Milim. Their Darbar will decide. They also used to have the national Darbar. Similarly, every Hima has their own power in administration of their land and resources, inconsistent with all the customary laws and practices. Therefore, today we are here in Malang. Now, another thing, there are areas of difference where the stand of the state has to be indicated that this particular land which is being claimed by Assam is well within the boundary of one particular area. Say, for example, as I have referred to, under this CMC, under this Hima, there's a complete clarity. And there are areas where we never had any dispute. Now, the areas which are not considered as areas of difference or outside the areas of dispute are well within Meghalaya. That means there is no dispute. Now, even the areas where there is no dispute, which is well within Meghalaya, those are the areas also which are in the process of their negotiation, and the so-called infamous give and take policy they have adopted there to divide the land. Now they are trying to resolve pertaining to 6 areas of difference. Out of the 12 areas, only the 6 areas of difference. On the day one, I have said that please don't proceed ahead with this piecemeal approach. And the other parameters which you are adopting in the whole methodology and the approach. Therefore, the areas which were not in dispute, which were well within Meghalaya and who have always been well within the administrative control of Meghalaya, even they are now being pushed to Assam. And another part is, even though there may be different people from ethnic background, may not be belonging to the indigenous ethnic background, but they are well within the jurisdiction of that Hima. That means they are an integral part in respect of that particular Hima. How can you alienate that? If you're talking about the areas of difference and the claim, our job is to indicate to Assam by substantiating our claim through available records which pertains to revenue records. Now, when we talk about the revenue records, you all have the revenue records. Every Hima has the revenue records, which goes back to, pre-independence time. Based on this, we have documented and submitted these areas of difference which you are claiming is ours. These areas which you are claiming is ours. That is the documentation which has been submitted to Assam government in the month of August 2011. Okay. Now, what I am saying is that you have to understand that even outside those areas which are well within the state of Meghalaya, which were not part of the disputed areas, are also being taxed and clubbed. This is another matter of concern. Now, while they try to do so, so many villages which are part of our claim has been transferred to Assam. So many villages. Somewhere the same village is being divided into 2. You are seeing it in Khanapara, you are seeing it in Maikuli, you are seeing it in many villages. They are dividing even one village. On what basis? The give and take means you want to divide 50-50%. How will you give the land which belongs to the Hima? How will you give the land which belongs to the people? The land does not belong to government. Okay. That's why this is the complexity associated. Now Assam government understand it very well. Hemanta Biswa Sarma understand it very well. But Conrad probably doesn't understand this. Yes. That's why they want to expeditiously complete this whole process. Because when they can do it during the time when Conrad is in the helm of affairs of governance, they can have their field day. This is exactly what is actually a matter of concern. Our job is to tell them that what you are doing is wrong. I have said so outside the house, inside the house. I have cautioned them, don't go with this approach. This is completely unacceptable and it is a dangerous trend. You are allowing alienation of our 6 scheduled land. You are deciding to alienate the land which belongs to the clan, which belongs to the community, which belongs to the people. Please remember one thing. The moment these areas are allowed to be part of Assam, our people will become landless. Our generation next will become landless. We have already seen it in other parts of the state, where our Garos used to be the predominant inhabitants. Villages have disappeared. Again, revisit how the areas of difference have cropped up. When people don't accept, then area of difference remains. We don't accept it. People don't accept it. That means the areas of difference remains. It is not resolved.